Hi everyone, it's Nathan from Personal Best Physiotherapy in Wodonga. This is a short video to show you some simple things that you can do for yourself at home if you have a hip problem or hip pain. There are a number of common problems that we see in physio, and they require quite specific treatment in order for the patient to get better. However, regardless of the hip problem, there are some basic principles that apply to most hip problems. So these are some simple things that you can do at home that often help to alleviate some symptoms. So the first thing that you can do is you can think about the sort of positions that you are putting your hip into. So here we have someone sitting on a very low chair or stool where the knees are higher than the hips. Now most hip problems don't like being put into that position where the knee is higher than the hip. You're much better off propping yourself up a little bit where your hips are higher than your knees. Now, if you have a fixed seat, for example, in the car, you say, well, I can't change my car seat. You can simply get a couple of folded towels, fold them into squares. You can use one or two and put that on your car seat, and that will actually, in most situations, that will prop you up a good 5 centimetres or so, and that's often enough just to get the hips higher than the knees. If you are sitting for several hours a day and you're in a position where the hips are lower than your knees, it's likely contributing to your pain. So that's the first thing you can do. I want to avoid the low seats and aim for something like that. The other time that's really important for you to think about positioning of your hip is at night time. And what we're aiming for here is we're aiming for a situation where we don't let your affected hip or your affected leg end up in an awkward position, particularly over your body. So what can you do about that? Well, you can see that we've got someone lying on their side here and they're using a pillow in between the knees to support the affected leg. Now you'll notice that the pillow is going all the way down the lower leg to the foot. This works best in terms of supporting that affected leg or that affected hip. So that's something simple that you can do at night. The next thing you can do is you can think about your activities. If you have a gym or fitness program that involves you doing squats or lunges, then often that is something that a sore hip won't like. You've got two options there. You can either get rid of the squats and lunges for a couple of weeks. It's not the end of the world if we don't do squats and lunges for 2 weeks or even 4 weeks. Or if you're not prepared to do that, then you can simply modify what you do. And perhaps you do your squats, but you make sure you don't go right down into that low position. If you have a walking or running program that involves hills, then again, you may need to just cut out the hills for a couple of weeks in order to let your hip settle down. And if we stick with that idea of a fitness program, whether it's walking or running, then a good simple rule you can follow is just cut your walking or running program in half for a little bit, and that is often useful to allow your hip some time to catch up. If you currently walk for 6 kilometres of a morning, then maybe we walk for 3 kilometres of a morning for 2 weeks. If you currently do a 12-kilometre run on a Saturday, then maybe you need to do a 6-kilometre run for a couple of weeks, again, just to give your hip some time to catch up and start some recovery. And the third thing you can do is some simple self-treatment. For most hip problems, regardless of what the underlying issue is, there is often some muscular soreness as part of that, as part of your problem, particularly in sort of the buttock area. So we've found that by using something like a spiky massage ball That's something really easy that patients can do at home, and they can sit on a spiky massage ball, find that tender point or trigger point in the buttock, and get some relief by doing that. So there are some simple things that you can do at home to start caring for your own hip. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you know someone who should watch this video, can you please share it with them? And if you have any comments, then just put them down below. I'll see you next time.